session though is going to be about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, so that's a very small amount of time to get a lot in. So what you're going to need is
a set of dumbbells, or a couple of different dumbbells ranging from 2s to however heavy you've got, and a mini band. Go for a medium mini band if you have one, but if you don't have one, it's no big deal, but you can get them cheaply anywhere, so I recommend investing in some. And I'm just going to grab some other weights, sorry. So we will do there's another one there. Okay, so we, as always, will start with our mobility and muscle activation. So I'm going to lie down on our mats. I'm going to take my shoes so right, we're going to have our feet mat width, and we are going to come into windscreen wipers just to loosen up the hips and loosen up the back a little bit. So lowering your knees from left to right, and just let them go completely heavy. Trinny, how are you feeling this morning? How did you sleep?
I'm feeling all right. I slept all right. I'm feeling on a mission, and that I want to just get really strong.
Okay, yeah. Great. Right, we're going to bring the legs back to the centre. Cross your left leg over your right. Lie on your right side. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you reach that left arm up and over, so we can come into that nice big stretch, making sure that we properly mobilise the spine. And also the shoulders before we get started today. So we just do a couple of these. Go for one more. Big reach up and over. And hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Come back to the centre. And we're going to switch, crossing the right leg over the left. Turn onto your left side. Deep breath in. And then exhale, reach up and over with that right arm. Good. And inhale, return that arm. And exhale, big reach up and over. Good, return the arm. We're going to go for one more. Big stretch. Good, and then we're going to hold it there for a couple of moments. Holding it for 3, 2, 1, and lie on your back. Okay, we're going to get started with our core work. So I need to turn the toes up to the sky. Your hips are going to be tucked in, so you're pushing that lower back onto the mat. Reach your arms up. You're going to walk the heels out. And we're just gently firing up those lower abdominals before we start making it a little more intense. Then you're going to walk the heels back in. So the trick here is to keep your hips as still as possible, because if they're shifting, it means you don't quite have that lumbopelvic stability, and you're not really switching on those lower abdominals. But if your hips are really still and they're glued to the mat, it means you've got some good core activation going on there. So you keep walking those heels out and then heels back in. And you do want to try and push the heels onto the mat, so you're activating the backs of the legs a little bit. Good, we've got one more. We're going to walk the heels out, bring them back in, and then hold it there. We're going to take a light dumbbell now. So you want around a 2 kilo dumbbell if possible. And you're going to reach the right, or both arms up to the sky. Then we're going to bring the legs into a tabletop. And I love this one because you really get the deep core active. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to reach just the right arm out to the side and the right leg forwards. Inhale, return. So again here, we want to keep both hips pushed down onto the mat. You're going to want to lift your left hip off, but you're going to stay in control of it because you're using those core muscles. Good, and we're working with the breath. So we really go for that powerful out breath through a slightly pursed lip as we reach the arm forwards. Last one, or the leg forward, sorry. And then we're going to switch, so the weight goes in the left hand, deep breath in, and exhale, bring that left arm out to the side, bring the leg forwards, inhale, return. Good, exhale, reach. Inhale, bring it back in. 20 seconds to go. And this is just the start of our core session. We're here for another 3. Make sure that right arm stays directly up to the sky. We're here for 2. Good, and our last one. Nice, then we're going to put the weight down, put your feet flat down on the mat for a second. And I want you to place your hands behind your head, lift your chest, bring your legs into a tabletop. From there, we're going to come into bicycles. We're going to be really slow. So we go from the center, your knees are bent, then we extend one leg twist to the opposite knee, center, and switch, center, switch. Good. So we're really lifting the chest, reaching the armpit to the opposite knee. Elbows stay wide if possible. Good. Fully reaching that leg, fully extending it. Feel like you're lifting your kneecap using your quads. Nice. We're here for another 4. Good. 3, 2. Last one. Good. And then we're going to go into our first plank variation. So I want you to turn it over. We're going to go back onto our backs in a second for more abdominal work. But now we're coming into some plank work. Forearms are going to be down on the mat. You're going to bring your right foot out, tap it down, bring it back in. Left foot out, bring it back in. So we go from side to side, keeping the hips really still. So we're not bouncing through those hips. We're maintaining control and maintaining stability. And this continues to work the side of the stomach. Good. We are here for another 10 seconds. So not long, but long enough to really feel it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and put those knees down. Right, turning over. We're back down onto our backs. Hands are going to go behind the head. And we're going to lift our chest and hold it. Lift and hold. See if you can lift a little bit higher. And then relax back down. Lift and hold. See if you can lift a little bit higher. Relax back down. So we keep that going. And it's just really going to encourage the rectus abdominis, those so-called six-pack muscles. Good. And down. So we lift as high as we can. Then we see if we can lift higher. Then relax back down. And again, using the breath, exhale to lift. Lift a little higher. Relax down. Nice. We're here for another 5 of these. Good. Go for 4. 3, lifting, static hold, lift a little higher. We have 2. Good, and then our final one. We're going to lift and hold it. 20 pulses up, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, lift higher, 3, 2, 1, rest for a moment. Really feels like someone's punched you in the stomach, doesn't it? We're not done. We're not done. We're going to grab our mini bands. The mini band goes around the ankles. Okay, now this is going to feel a little intense after that. Hands are going to go behind your head. We're going to lift the chest, extend the legs forwards. We're going to lower one leg, lift, lower the other leg, lift, bend to the knees, head goes back down. And again, we're going to lift, reach the legs up, lower one leg, lower the other leg, bend, head goes back down. See if you can straighten those legs. So you're going to lift, straighten, lower one, lift, lower the other, lift, bend, head goes back down. So we're working the lower abs, we're really getting into those obliques as well, so the side of the stomach, but lower down. Extend, lower, lower, good, bend, head goes back down. Good, we're here for 4. Nice, oh my goodness. 3, we can do it. Good. 2.
Burn, baby, burn.
Oh yeah. Nice. Last one. Final one, you're gonna lift, reach, lower, lower. Oh my goodness, relax for a moment. Take that band off. We are gonna...
I'm just not doing things, but I'm just going to turn off the comments because
Okay.
I realised that I did.
Okay.
People won't be able to see you fully. Hope you're holding on in there. My God, my stomach is killing me. Hold on, how did I get rid of that before chat filled her? None. Oh, that didn't work. Chat filter, community, filter, none. There. Okay, you can see Nat fully now. Oh, all right.
Right,
Okay.
second plank, are you ready?
Yeah, hold on.
You did that shoelace on purpose, Trinny.
What?
I said you did that shoelace on purpose.
No, I don't want to. I mean, do you want me to trip and fall down the
I
staircase?
do not, I do not. Right, we're going to place our forearms back down. We're going into our second plank variation. This is the last thing we're doing, I promise. Then we're going to get on with the rest of the body. We're going to dip the hips down to the right twice, centre to the left twice. 1, 2. So we continue to work the side of the stomach. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. Good. We keep the hips tucked in. Really feel like you're using the side of the stomach to lift your hips back to centre. Nice. 15 seconds to go. Upper mid back is lifted slightly. Good. 10 seconds. I know this is a little brutal, this ab section. Good. Finishing off on that left side, we dip. Dip and rest. Relaxing for a moment. Okay, coming up into the quadruped position. Hands go under your shoulders, knees stay under your hips. You're going to take a deep breath in. Start to reach that left arm forward. As you exhale, you're going to circle that arm all the way back. Big, big stretch. Inhale, reach forwards. And exhale, circle back. The hips stay still. We're getting a bit of thoracic rotation and we're working through the shoulder as well. Nice, last one. Good, switching sides. You're going to reach that right arm forwards, deep breath in, and exhale, open that arm out to the side. Big stretch. Good. We're there for 3. Nice, go for 2. And our last one, big reach, open out, stop there. Now we can come into a gentle cat dog stretch. Flex and extend. Flexing, extending, go for one more of each. We're going to round the spine. One more, we're going to extend the spine, come to neutral, and then we're going to come up onto our feet. Right, we need our mini bands. I'm actually going to get a slightly more intense mini band.
For who? For you?
Both of us. Both of us,
For you,
Trinny.
darling.
There we go. Right. Oh, this one's very intense. Right. We're going to place the band around our mid-shin. So it goes around the mid-shin area. We're going to start at one end of the mat. Okay. And hips are going to be tucked in so that we feel like we are firing up the side and the top of the glute. Then we're going to walk sideways, keeping the torso as still as possible, because when we start to do that, we're not using the core anymore. We really want to continue using the core. It's nicely switched on after that first 10 minutes. Stay tucked in, so from the side, you want to tuck the pelvis under towards the belly button, keep the neck lengthened, the chin tucked in, and then we just go from one side to the other. Okay, we've got one more to the end and back. Good, keeping the torso still. Last one. This band is very heavy. Right. 3, 2, 1, and stop there. We're going to now send the hips back and extend the right leg back, then bring it in. So just a little bit, just to continue firing up the glute. Good. Extend, return. And we can start to bring the arms into it too, so we're going to come into some Ys. So now we're firing up our back muscles, in particular our lower trapezius. Good. Should really feel that left hip firing up now, but also you should get those quads in too. Reach, return, reach. Good. 3, 2. Last one. Switching sides. Now we're going to go into T's with the arms. So arms go out to the side. So now it's a little bit more mid-back. We squeeze those back muscles. Inhale, bring those arms forwards. Exhale, open and squeeze the back. Good. Going for 3, for 2. Last one. Stop there. We're going to stand, hands go by the temples. You're going to hinge the hips back, drive up, tuck under. Inhale, shoot those hips back, drive up, tuck under. Good. Hello, Duffy. Hello. So now we're firing up hamstrings and glute maximus. Go for 3. Good. Go for 2. And then your last one. Excellent work. Right, take that band off. We are going to start with some side lunges. So we're going to really work into the glutes. So, Trinny, I'm going to hand you one 8-kilo dumbbell. So you're going to take one 8-kilo, one 10. You want a reasonably heavy weight for this if possible. And we're going to take each end of the weight so it's nice and comfortable. So you're holding each end of it.
How many kilos do you want? Yeah, okay, yeah.
We've got a nice unstable weight here.
Yeah, okay.
But, right, feet wide, toes turned forwards.
Just stay there.
You're going to push the hips back and over to the right, drive up, come to the centre, then over to the left. So it's a static side lunge.
Actually, Daffy, you're not that much heavier, are you? You're not that much heavier.
Shoulders are pulled and sit back and sit down. And you're really sending your body weight over to one side and then to the other side. So you're pushing right back. You shouldn't be tilting onto your toes at all. It's an inhale. Exhale, push to the centre. Good. And we keep the shoulders relaxed. We're not hunching up. We're using our back muscles a little bit here. Good work. We're here for another 4. Good. 3. And then we're going to focus on our glutes. 2. Last one. Perfect. Right, stepping in. We're going to lie down and we're going to come into some weighted glute bridges. So this is going to get the glute maximus and the hamstring. So we want to take that weight and put it on this. Do you want the 10 for this actually?
What's this?
That's 8.
We'll start with, it depends where I am on my lower back, because it affects my
Yeah,
lower back.
yeah, so just start with the 8 then. I think I'm pretty sure you can do the 10, but we'll start with 8. So we want to make sure that the feet are flat down. Or you can have the toes turned up. We'll see how you're flat down first. You're going to start by tucking the tailbone under, but then you lift up in one go, squeeze the glutes, and then come back down. And again, lift. So you're tucked in here. You're feeling like you're pulling your heels towards your hips. And this one really gets the back of the glute, or sorry, no, rather than the side. And it gets the hamstrings too, so the back of the leg, but there's not as much pressure on your back as there would be if you're doing a deadlift. Good. And lift on that out breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nice. Inhale, relax back down. And again, exhale, lift. Inhale, relax back down. We're here for 3. Lifting. Good. We're here for 2. Lift. We're going to lift and hold the next one. Static hold. Good. Holding. Squeeze the glutes. Keep lifting. Keep tucking in. We're there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, roll down, hold each end of the weight, elbows on the mat, rolling back down, sit up, put that weight to one side. Okay, we're going to come into a side plank now. So I want you to have your right forearm down on the mat, shoulder is rolled back and set down. You're either going to have your legs or your legs staggered, so your left leg in front of your right, or stacked, one on top of the other. We're going to keep that shoulder set down. We're going to lift the hips. You can either lift your arm up or just place your hand on your hip, but stay tucked in here. You want to feel the right side of your body working hard. You're also going to feel that shoulder on the right side. We're only here for 30 seconds. If you do need to rest, take it, or if you need to put your knees down and modify it, you can. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Switching. So now the left forearm goes down. The right leg is stacked on top of or in front of that left. And we're going to lift the hips. Lifting the arm or placing the hand on the hip. Good, we're here for another 20 seconds. You want to try and tuck in a little bit here. So you're not pushing your butt out too much. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Good. Turning over, cat dog stretch. Just loosen up the back a little bit, nice and gently. And then we're into our second set of the side lunges and the weighted glute bridge and the side plank. Okay, up onto our feet. Sip of water if you need, so we have that little rest, a moment to recover. And then, it's your choice if you want to go a little heavier or you need to go lighter. You could even do this exercise just using body weight. You don't have to use any weights. You're going to pick up the weight and we're going to go into our side lunges again. So it's a static side lunge, this one, which means our feet stay still in one position. Toes are forwards, or you can have your feet ever so slightly turned out to the side. You're going to inhale, shoot the hips back and over to the right. Exhale, drive back to the center. And then to the left, drive back to the center. Good. Keep those shoulders set down. Nice, we're here for another 20 seconds. And then we're going to focus. So this one works more the side of the glute, and in a second we're going to work more the back of the glute. Good. One more on each side. Last one. Perfect, stop there. We're going to go into our glute bridge again. So lying down. Make sure that you're picking that weight up, but using your core when you pick it up as well, so you're not using the muscles around your spine too much. We lie down on our backs, the weight is on the hips. Do you want your weight, Trinny?
That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it?
You don't have to use it, but you know. Right, so tuck in, lift up, engage the glutes, hold it 3, 2, 1, back down. If you find that you get a bit more glute activation with your toes turned up to the sky, try that one instead. So your toes are turned up rather than your feet being flat down. It's up to you, but I do find sometimes you get a little more activation when you do that. So tucking and lifting up, squeezing as much as you can. You're halfway. Good. And lift, hold, hold, hold. Perfect. We're there for another 3 after this. So lifting, hold, good. Go for 2. Holding, nice. And your last one, you're gonna lift and hold it. This time we're gonna do pulses. So we lower halfway, lift up all the way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and rolling down. Take hold of the weight. So you're holding each end of the weight. Set. And then we're going to place that weight down. Now we're into our second side plank. So we're turning onto the right forearm. Shoulder is rolled back and set down. You take a deep breath in and exhale. You're going to lift the hips. Keep the hips tucked in. Good. And it's 30 seconds, tucking right under. If you need to bring that left foot forward, you can do. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Okay, switching sides. Left forearm goes down. Your right foot stacks on top of your left. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift those hips. Good. Holding it there. Hips tucked under. So really trying to make sure you're stable through that lower back. 20 seconds. Perfect work. 10 seconds. By the way, we're not doing 3 sets. We're actually only doing 2 sets today. So we're done after this one. 3, 2, 1, down. Turning over, cat dog stretch. Let's loosen up back a little bit. Deep breath in, flex your spine. Exhale, extend. Good. Round and extend. One more of each. Nice. Extend. Come to neutral. Stop there. Right, let's go into a little bit of shoulder work now. So we're going to work those shoulders up on our feet. We're going to start with Arnold press. So we're going to do a tricep. So we're going to do 3 different shoulder exercises back to back. I'm just grabbing the other weights.
How are we doing, ladies?
Right, what have we got here? Right, here's, you've got 2, you're going to use 2 fours. I'll use the 2 5s. There we go. Brilliant. Right, so Arnold press is where we've got the full range of movement in the shoulder. We start with the palms turned towards our face. And we open out, we press, turn back in. So we open, press. So you see how we are working through the shoulder joint, working with mobility. If you want to, you can alternate side to side if it's feeling a little heavy, or you can mix it up and switch between the 2. Sometimes if you get a little bit of neck tension, one side at a time feels a little bit more comfortable as well. Okay, we are here for 4, 3, 2, last one. Excellent. Right, we're going to come into reverse flies now. Trinny, I'll take those, you're going to take the 3s. So now our hips go back, the chest is going to go down towards the ground. So we're hinging at the hips, chest down towards the ground. You're going to open the arms out to the side. So now working the back of the shoulder, and we're also working the back a little bit. It's an exhale to open the arms, inhale to bring them back towards each other. You can have a little bend in the elbows. Good. And your back is nice and flat, so we're not rounding or overly extending. It's just a neutral position. Go for 3, for 2, last one. Good, and standing. Right, now we're going to do 1 front raise, 1 lateral raise. You're going to take the 2s, I'll take the 3s, because we're going to work slightly smaller muscle groups. So here's the other 2. Right, so 1 front raise, 1 lateral raise. We're actually going to do a grip where we put the thumb over the top of the weight, like that. So then we're going to go 1 front raise, 1 lateral raise. This actually just makes it slightly more effective for the shoulders rather than having the thumb under it. It's a bit more comfortable for the wrists too. Shoulders are pulled back a little bit. Again, chin is tucked in, so you want to try not to push the head forwards as you lift the weight, which you do see a lot of. It's like a compensatory movement, which we don't want to do. Good. Hips stay nice and still. Go for 4, 3. Good. 2. Last one. Nice. Stop there. We need to give our shoulders a little bit of a rest now because that would have, you know, got them going. So we're going to replenish some energy, and then we're going to go into set number 2. So Trinny, you want to take the 4s back in a second for the Arnold presses.
4s?
Mm-hmm. Arnold press, there we go. And I'm going to use 5s, right. So, starting with the weights, turn towards, or your hands turn towards your face, like this. You're going to take a deep breath in, exhale, open and press, and really trying to open that shoulder out to the side, so you're or opening the arms out. So you're really trying to expand the chest, and then we press. Good. We're there for another 10 seconds. Remember, you can work one side at a time if you would like to. Last one. Nice. Stopping there. We're back into the reverse fly. So you're taking the 3s. Or do you want us to use the 2s?
Oh, which one's the 3s? Yeah.
Yeah, the 3s. You use those last. Right, I'm back to the 4s. We're going to push those hips back, chest goes down towards your mat. Deep breath in and exhale, open those arms. So really feeling like you're pulling the shoulders back. So now we're working the back of the shoulders, you know, some of the rotator cuff muscles. Open. Good work. We're here for another 4, 3, 2, last one, and stop. Right.
Sorry, I couldn't skip this.
Front raise and lateral raise. You're back to the 2s. I shall take those 3s. Deep breath in, and then exhale, we lift the weights. Remember, the thumb is over the top as well. And then we lift. Good. Hips stay as still as possible. Good. Inhale down. Exhale, lift up. Big lift. Nice. Shoulders are beginning to really feel it. Right. We're here for 3, 2. Last one. Excellent. Put those weights down. Having a little rest. And then we're going to go into some back and bicep and tricep work. So we're back doing more upper body. And it is our last set. And then we're going to be stretching it out. And I think we would have done a pretty good session. Right. So back and biceps, we're going to be doing a box row where the knees are on the floor. And we're going to do 2 on one side, 2 on the other side. So I'll just grab you the 8s today, but then I think as of next week, we're going to start to go back up to the heavier dumbbells. Right, so with the box row, we've got the back supported because the knees are on the mat. We're going to pull the weight towards the hip twice, so we get a little bit more work in, and then we switch. 1, 2, switch, 1, 2. So here we've got rhomboids and biceps working, plus, you know, your spinal extensors do work here too, the erector spinae. And again, we want to make sure the back is neutral. It is not arching too much or rounding too much. Good. Last one. Finishing off on the opposite side to which you started. Stopping there. we're going to be doing our lying tricep extensions next. So you just want the one weight for this. So you're going to keep hold of that weight. I'm going to take one of them. Because the 10 is a little awkward to hold that. It's a bit big. Right. We're going to be lying down on our backs. Hold each end of your dumbbell. If you've got two lighter weights, you can hold two instead, but having your arms fixed like this does make it a little bit more difficult. Bring the arms back slightly. You inhale, bend the arms. Exhale, extend. So now we're getting the backs of the arms. So we've done the front, now we're getting the back. We've done the top, the front, now the back. Working lots of muscles today, which always feels good. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend. Nice. We're here for 4. Good. 3, 2, last one. Good. Stopping there. Okay. Small rest, and then we're going into our final set of the day. So we've got the back and the biceps with our box rows. Then we've got our tricep exercise. So a little rest just to make sure our muscles are feeling like we can push to their max. Right, going in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Pull twice to the hip. So we create that sort of arc towards the hip. And you want to engage the pelvic floor a little bit, especially as you're lifting the weight. Everything works in harmony in our bodies. Good, nice and controlled as you place the weight down. We're here for 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, last time, last exercise. We're back to those triceps. May I have one of those weights, please? Thank you. Right, tricep work and then stretching. Lying down. We're going to take hold of each end of that weight. Reach the arms up to the sky. Hips are tucked. You're going to inhale, bend the arms. Exhale, extend. If your weights are too light, you could try a little pulse and then extend. So just a way of adding a little extra resistance without taking a heavier weight. No bend. Extend, good. Going for 3. Nice, 2. Last one. Excellent work. Right, that weight is going to go down. We made it. We made it through. Probably forgot all about those abs that you did earlier.
Yeah, I'm done. Do we do abs today?
Can do more if you like, Trinny. Right, here's your band. You're going to lie down, relax for a moment. And just stretching out. You might notice that you did abs when you wake up tomorrow morning.
For sure.
And laughter hurts. Right, deep breath in. You're going to bend that knee towards the chest and then extend nice and slowly. Toes turn towards you. So we've worked the abs a lot. We then worked the front of the leg, the quads and the glutes, but in a sideways plane of movement, which is, appropriate for real life daily activities such as standing on the tube. And we've got the glutes, we've got the shoulders, the back, the biceps, and the triceps. You need to extend and hold that leg. pull the leg slightly across the body. Now get a nice stretch in the right side of the leg. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the center. We're going to switch. Left foot goes into the band. Leg extends up. Deep breath in, bend your knee. Exhale, extend. Good. So here we're getting a bit of a stretch in those calf muscles as well as the hamstrings. Extend and hold. Pull the leg slightly across the body. Nice, we're there for 4, 3, 2, 1. Center. Take your foot out of that band. You're going to come into a happy low pose if you can. I know that feels a little uncomfortable for you, Trinny, so we can actually go into, we'll do a frog stretch instead in a second. Let's stretch out our hip muscles. So you worked them pretty hard. So right ankle crosses over the left knee, interlace your hands behind your thigh, or you can put your foot up against something. And we're holding this for 10 more seconds. Good. Drawing that leg towards you a little bit more. And then we're going to switch sides. Good. Draw that leg towards you even more. You're there for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, turning over, push yourself up. We're actually going to go into the frog stretch, which is going to stretch the inner thighs, which can also help relieve back tension too. So the knees go out to the side, and you're going to push the hips back. You might want to be on your mat, you might want to go sideways on your mat for this because it can be a bit uncomfortable on underneath the knees. Good. And then we're going to push back. You can rock back and forwards if you want to, or just hold the stretch statically. We're there for 5 more seconds, or let's go for 10 more seconds. Relaxing into it. Good, and then place your hands down. You're going to bring the knees back towards each other. You're going to stretch the hip flexors. Right foot goes forwards, hips tuck under. Reach the left arm up and lean over. Enjoy that stretch. Push the hips forwards a little bit more if you can. You might want to grab hold of your wrist to stretch a bit deeper. Back to the center, and we're going to switch. Left foot forwards, hips tucked under, big reach, leaning over. Back to the center. Standing up, we're going to slowly stand. Then we're going to stretch out the shoulders because we work them hard. So I want you to bring the left arm across the body. You're going to hook your arm around your wrist, set the shoulder down, and pull it close to your torso. So you're feeling the front of that shoulder stretch a little bit. Good. And then we can switch to do the same on the other side. Setting the shoulder down, pull the arm across the body. And if you pull it over the wrist, you'll feel a slightly deeper stretch. So just bring that arm further down. Yeah, towards your bracelets. Yes, and then pull the shoulder down. And release. Roll those shoulders back. You're done. Smashed it.
We're done. We smashed it. We're done. We smashed it. Well done, everybody. Great job. And we will see you again here soon. Please tell all your friends if you feel they would love to get stronger. And we've done, if you've joined us this week, we've done 3 days already. How